So I was asking God, why don't I read with a traditional tarot deck? I only have oracle cards. Um, and mind you, anytime I have tried to go into any kind of like spiritual store, anything like that, it never works out. And it wasn't until I had discovered my own spiritual gifts that I realized that I don't think I was supposed to cross paths with another spiritual advisor because I needed to unlock my own abilities and gifts within myself first. But if you're wondering why I don't do tarot and I only use oracle cards, it's because um, sometimes the message is not needed with tools. Sometimes the message is just the message. Not every reader has to read cards. Not every messenger has to have a tool to provide and give the message. Okay? So I just pulled this card without looking at it, and it's the card of getting grounded. So if you, and I'm going to copy her in her stance. So, getting grounded, meditating, and aligning with the energies around you that help you to kind of blossom and unfold into the person that you are truly meant to be. This message is going to be a career reading. And the message is, it's like this message is for you and me. That's why I just took a big breath. It's like sometimes you think you want to do something until something else that you do truly pulls you in the direction in which you're meant to be. 222 on the timer as I said that. I, for years, have been working in the beauty industry, and I just recently launched my own products into the industry. And I want to share and just kind of be authentic in this by saying that years ago, when I first decided to start my business, I remember sitting with God and asking Him, am I meant to be in this industry, or do you want me to do something else? I wasn't fully aware of my gifts yet. I had multiple spiritual awakenings, which were very rough and very difficult for me to process, still to this day. But I had a passion for hair and beauty and self-care, and I really wanted to bring a product to the industry and be a part of this industry. But I remember also having the conversation with God as I threw away the largest vision board I had ever created with every dream that I ever thought to have. And I kicked it in half and said, God, you can do better, so do it. Remove my desires, remove my wants, and replace them with what you desire and what you want for me. And I'm getting emotional as I think about that, because it's like sometimes our act of faith is, we act in faith before we even realize how big that action was. The message out. I gotta get the message out. Okay, so sometimes we act in faith without realizing how big that act of faith actually was, because things still have to unfold in order for you to truly be able to appreciate the action, right? Oh my gosh, I do not cry on camera. This is so weird. And I'm saying that to say, and I'll relate it as a much larger example would be like Jesus' act of faith, right? An incredible man and being walking amongst this earth in the full belief and uh, knowingness of who he was and what his purpose was and everything that he endured through that sacrifice. And I'm not relating my life at all to him. I'm just using that as an example so you can understand the gravity in which my emotion is coming from. So it's like the relationship that I have with God when it comes to my career today was nothing at all like it was before. Okay, it took time to build trust in, and it's crazy to say, but it took time for me to build trust and to truly have faith, walking in alignment with spirit, walking in alignment with God, and having blind faith, but still having like a knowing that it was all gonna work out, right? And I'm saying this because my desire and the divide that I had within myself about my career being that I wanted to be a part of a certain industry, you know, something that I knew, something that I felt like I was good at, but I wanted to merge beauty with spirituality. And I was like, hey, I'm like, if anybody can do it, you can do it, right? And so right now I am creating a spiritually based beauty business, but I also recognize that I have gifts. I have abilities that can truly help other people in a completely different way. And for me, beauty is spiritual. Beauty is a behavior. It's not just a product. It's not just an industry. It's not just, um, a routine. It is a behavior and it is a way of being. Um, and as I'm doing this reading, I'm just remembering like me having the conversation with God. Like, if you don't want me to be in the beauty industry and you just want me to be like a spiritual soul sister, then like guide me in that direction. And I feel like God will allow you to make that decision on your own. And this morning I literally was kind of just like, hey, like if I have a business with products that I sell and it's profitable and successful, like great. Like I would have been like, it would literally feel like a check mark off of the list of goals that I had. But I just heard a video that one of my friends sent to me, and basically in the video the guy was saying like an apple tree produces apples but does not consume apples to produce apples. And the sun gives off light and life giving energy but does not consume light and life giving energy in order to do that. And so the message of that video was basically saying like, what we give out to people is not necessarily what we consume. It's not necessarily meant for us to have the fruits of our labor. And so I'm saying this as a career reading because it's like whatever it is that you're creating is not necessarily for you, and it shouldn't be for you. It should be for the person in which you are wanting to receive it. I know that was a really long story just to get to that point, but I hope that that resonates with somebody. Like whatever you're meant to do is not for you anyways. It's not for you to consume. It's not for you to enjoy. It's for you to just produce. Let me know if this resonates with you, okay?